thinking what would be easier for me, because I get to the end of the month and I really seem to forget, you know, the emotions of how I felt throughout the book and what I was feeling. Even now, I'm going to talk about this book, which I literally just finished last night. And even now, I'm kind of forgetting. So I need to do this as soon as I finish the book, just so I can capture. Because I don't really have time to be doing reading vlogs all the time. So this might just be a bit of a way. And then I might just merge these clips together and do like my reading wrap up that way. But anyways, I just finished Fruit of the Dead by Rachel Lyon, or Lyon. I think it's Leon. I'm not sure. Last night, and I gave this a 4 stars out of 5. I thought it was really, really good. So does anyone remember, if you've been here from the beginning, does anyone remember when I just finished Succession and I was really trying to scratch that itch? Like I was looking for like a really like scandalous kind of Fortune 500 kind of, you know, rich dynasty sort of family, secret scandals, all that stuff. I was kind of looking for a book like Succession, but obviously I don't really think there is one. A lot of people told me to read Empire Pain, which is definitely going to be on my TBR. I came across, what's her name? Shez, is it? I follow her home account on Instagram, but she does a bookstagram as well called Lit Squad or something. Anyway, she recommends such amazing books which I've never heard of before. I really need to get onto bookstagram. I think I might make one eventually, but yeah, she shares some really amazing books, and she recommended this one, Fruit of the Dead, and I think she even recommended it. It was either on a TBR or she read it, I can't remember, but it sounded like a bit of me. So the front cover says Ancient Greece meets Succession by way of Emma Cline. So that was a recommendation from Ruth Gilligan, author of The Butchers. Never heard of that author before. So yeah, I was like, when it said, yeah, like kind of, I'm not really into Greek mythology, but I mean, I don't mind it. And I know a lot of books have like Greek retellings and stuff, which is fine. But when the Succession, I was like, oh, okay, I need to read this. So anyway, I went and read the blurb, and I was a bit like, oh, okay, yeah, I need to add this to my wish list. This was on my wish list for a while, and I finally got around to buying a copy. So yeah, I read the blurb and I was like, yeah. So I literally just finished this. It's a very short book, shortish, 300 pages. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, but I kind of wish I read this in the summer, because it does take place over summer and I was getting them summer vibes. But yeah, really liked it. I really liked the main character, Corey. I was very frustrated by her, because she was that dumb 18-year-old naive girl, which we all have been. I understand that. And I was very frustrated by her, because I was like, oh my God, girl, can you not see? But obviously that's a testament to the author, because, you know, she was dumb and stupid. Writing was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Again, I loved the perspectives of the mother and the daughter. It went between the two and their calling to one another, shall we say. I love the business side of it all. So the mother and the guy, the CEO, Rolo Picasso, obviously they're both like very high powered people, and we kind of see in this book that both of these people are responsible for things going on in their business. I won't say too much, but you know, it's kind of like morals definitely play on this. I don't know the Greek myth, the Persephone. I think I've heard of that name. I don't really know that, so I wasn't too sure what they took from that. I probably should have looked it up, to be honest, but sometimes I don't really like that because it might spoil the story. If you want something juicy to get involved in, I would definitely recommend. Definitely check the triggers, I would say, when it comes to certain aspects. Obviously, from the blurb, you can probably imagine what happens. Middle-aged divorced guy, 18-year-old, you know, girl. Yeah, you know, so yeah, it's very, very good. I would definitely say it's got that Succession vibe with, I could definitely imagine that Rolo Picasso, he was definitely giving Logan Roy with his, he was cussing out and spitting off, and yeah, it was, it was definitely giving Logan Roy, and definitely like, yeah, the private island and the money and the wealthiness and the opulence of it all. That was definitely told really well in this book. Why did I not give it 5 stars? I didn't give it 5 stars because I didn't like the ending. I thought that the ending was good, but I really wanted more. I wanted a bit of a follow-up, I would say, at the end. But I won't say too much because I really don't want to spoil it. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this book. But yeah, I just wanted to initially just share my thoughts whilst I've just finished the book, just for me, because I will just forget because I have brain fog, and I just have trouble concentrating as well. And as you can probably imagine, I do have trouble yeah, just in general, just like trying to stay on track. But yeah, overall, yeah, if you are looking for a kind of succession book, I would definitely recommend this one. I'm coming back because I forgot something else I meant to say. This also has definitely made me want to read Empire of Pain, because this obviously focuses on, as I said, this guy, Rolo Picasso, he's owner of a pharmaceutical company, so you obviously know what this is going to be about. Opioids and all that stuff, painkillers. So it's very, very good. It doesn't go into as much depth as like Demon Copperhead, but it's got that light touch there where it's like this is very much an issue, societal issue and things like that. So it definitely does touch on that. And obviously, you know, some of the characters kind of get involved with that. I won't say too much on that because I don't want to spoil it. This also does have a lovely portrayal of motherhood as well. But this is just nice to kind of maybe see from her perspective, maybe, because obviously I don't know from a mother's perspective, like, do you know what I mean? But this is quite nice, maybe, you know, to see maybe how she would be feeling from her perspective as a mother to an older teenager, just her thought process, how she's feeling. Like, I really, really admired that, and I really admired seeing how Corey would explain something that she said to her mum, and then in another chapter her mum would relay that and say why she maybe froze or didn't say anything or scolded her or something. So I really liked how it played on that. This would be a great movie. Like, this would be a really great movie as well. You know what? This is actually a really good book. Like, it's now my brain is moving and just remembering. This was really good. Like, I flew for it. It literally took me like 2 or 3 days to finish it. It was a pleasure to read. I don't know why I didn't give it 5 stars. I think it was just missing that extra, you know. I wanted a little bit more. I did want a little bit more. I did want a bit more. I did want some things elaborated a little bit more. Apart from that, it was actually really good. And I'm very happy this was my first book of the year. Haven't finished a book in a long time. So I think I was kind of in a bit of a slump as well, just because of like the move and Christmas and stuff. If there's more books like this, kind of this succession vibe, like opulence, private yachts, private parties, stuff like that, send it my way. I definitely want to read more about that, and I definitely want to read more about the opioid crisis. Like I said, Empire of Pain is definitely on my list to read this year. I'm really, really hoping to tackle it this year because I just think it's going to be such a fascinating read. But yeah, those are my thoughts overall. I do apologise for how I look. My braids are coming out this week. I'm tired of how they look. I'm so tired of how they look. They look awful, but I just haven't had time to take them out. So you're getting a hot mess. But yeah, that's it. Those are my thoughts on Fruit of the Dead. I'll be back with my next book, which I hope to be finishing reading. I'm reading like 2 books at the moment and it's not going very well. So I just keep starting new books instead of finishing the ones which I've already started. But I guess that's just reading, isn't it? But yeah. I'm so surprised I'm showing myself like this on YouTube, but here we go. Yeah, so I'm currently listening to, I do have a physical copy, but I'm currently listening to, oh, I'm taking my braids out. I'm currently listening to, oh my God, I completely forgot the name. What is the name of the book? It's Caleb Zuma Nelson's book. Not Open Water. I completely forgot the name of the book, but anyway, I'm listening to that. But it's his second book. I actually prefer this one to Open Water. This book is actually giving me goosebumps. I'm only on the 4th or 5th chapter and I love it. It's, again, like a young love story set over the summer, 2010. Oh my God, the nostalgia is actually, oh my God, it's actually brought me to tears. Summer 2010 was like probably, for me, I remember it so fondly. I was 16, finished school, and at the time, my friends, like I loved my friends. One of my friends, she's no longer here. And, sorry. Just reminds me of that summer with her. And yeah, this book has just like moved me to tears. It's just made me feel so nostalgic. It's made me feel so just like longing for that time, that period of my life. It's also like made me really want Caribbean food. But yeah, it's a really, really good book. And I can't believe, oh, Small Worlds, that's the name of the book. And I just can't believe I've been sleeping on it for so long. I'd recommend to listen to it rather than reading it, because the way Caleb Azuma Nelson narrates it is just so beautiful. It's like spoken word, and it's just very moving, and his way with words is just amazing anyway. He's a brilliant writer, and yeah, I'm just really enjoying it so far. It's just so nostalgic, like it's just brought me to tears. It's that nostalgia, but nostalgia hurts. But yeah, it just really reminds me of my friend who's no longer here with us, and that special, summer that we all had when we were 16. But yeah, just wanted to kind of come in with that. Switch to reading this in the book. I'm kind of reading and listening to it, kind of interchangeably doing that. Yeah, I love this book. It's definitely going up there as the best book I've read this year so far, obviously. Even though it's really usually, like the second novel sometimes from an author is not really their best one, but for me, I just think this is just so good. It's so moving. I think for this one, I guess I like that there's more of a plot in this, whereas Open Water is just a bit more, it's quite out there and it leaves you with a bit more to like interpret. But this, even though that's very much like that, it's still thought-provoking, but this very much is got a bit more of a plot and a bit more of a story to kind of follow along. And yeah, I just love the main character, Stephen. Just what he goes through. I like how there's a lot of there's so many lines in here which are absolutely lovely. There was one which I just underlined about where is it? So it says there's this line about grief. It says, "Grief never ends, but we find a way to walk in the light someone has left behind rather than living in pain's shadow." Like, that is just so poignant and beautiful. There's been many times in this book where it's given me goosebumps. I've like shed tears. It's just incredibly moving, really powerful book, just about family and growing up, growing out, and friendships, feeling lost, feeling incredibly lost. Yeah, just like not knowing where your path's going to take you in life. And what you do with all of the hardships. I've definitely been Stephen in some of his scenarios. I've definitely been Stephen, and yeah, I just find this so incredibly relatable. I'm really, really enjoying it so far. And I was supposed to go to a Caleb Azuma Nelson. He was having like a book signing in a bookshop in Birmingham, and I didn't go. I can't remember. I think I might have been unwell and I couldn't go. And I'm really gutted because I really wish I went. But if he does another signing, then I'll be very happy to go and get this signed, because I think this is definitely going to be one of those books which I'll always remember, and it will just stay with me. Hopefully I'm going to finish this either tonight or maybe over the weekend. But yeah, it's really, really good so far. Excuse the mess, and also excuse if my makeup's creased or my hair's messy. I had a bit of like a mini nap after being out this morning running some errands. I just thought I'd show you what I got before I pack it away. I've almost finished Open Water. Sorry, not Open Water. I've almost finished Small Worlds. I've got about I'm just on the penultimate chapter, and yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be a 5-star. But yeah, I'll let you know my thoughts when I finish it. Hopefully I'll finish it in the next hour. I'm going to be heading off soon. I've got a lot of birthdays in January, so I've got some cards and some presents. Yes, I just got a card for my dad, and another card for my friend. I thought this was quite funny. I think it says happy birthday, like a folded piece of card. And then I got another card for another friend. Very, I thought this one was quite cute. So yeah, so I've got to sort those out. So I'm seeing my friends tonight. I just got her this little scrunchie from a little market stall, and then I got her this really cute bunting, which thought was quite nice. I think she'd really like that. So yeah, I just got her those. It's quite nice to just get like handmade stuff. And then for me, didn't really seek to go out and get myself stuff, but yeah, I got myself this little scrunchie, which I don't actually think this is gonna fit around my hair, but maybe when I have braids it might fit slightly. But I thought it was really cute, the print. And then I also got a book, of course, when it's the charity shop, and I got The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. Absolute steal. This is 50p, so an absolute bargain. Heard good things about it. Obviously I know it was shortlisted for the Booker Prize in 2023, and I heard really good things. I remember, I think Eric on here as well on booktube said some really good things about it. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this one. It's a really chunky boy, but yeah, it's very much giving family saga, I think. So yeah, very excited. But yeah, 50p, I could not believe it. So yeah, I hope it's good, and it's in pretty good condition, to be honest. So yeah, very chuffed with that. So those are my little bits. Yeah, anyways, I'm gonna write these cards and then we're gonna head off. So yeah, I'll come back and I'll let you know how I felt about Small Worlds. I've literally just finished it, and of course it's 5-star. I absolutely adored this book, and I think I love it as much as I loved Rainbow Milk. I just think, oh man, where do I even begin? Like, this is just such a wonderfully, beautifully written piece of literature. No notes, no faults with it. So much is packed into this tiny little book, even though, well, it's not tiny, it's 260 pages. And this is just, oh my gosh, it just goes through so many, I guess, yeah, like just, you know, life, how life takes you. It just goes through so many different, explore so many different topics and so many different themes. You know, you've got family and tension there between father and son, and then you've also got community and gentrification and people being, you know, pushed out of their homes that they've made here, you know, where they've come from different areas of the world and they've come to the UK to make a home for themselves, and they're being, you know, pushed out. Yeah, you've also got just an absolute love letter to the generation that came before us, like, and how they made a way and paved a way, and like they moved here. I'm talking like people who I can't, what's the word again? The diaspora, that's it. And like us kids, like they've made our lives so much easier, but they had to really, they were going through it, man. Like they, you know, went through so much trouble just to make our lives easier. And I just loved this so much, and I loved seeing the connection between Stephen and his dad, and yeah, just seeing that story. I also loved the love story as well, and I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin it, but this was just incredible. Honestly, I loved it so much. And yeah, I love this way more than Open Water, but I think I might reread Open Water because maybe I just wasn't used to Caleb Zuba Nelson's writing style, but I think I might appreciate it more now that I've read this one. I adore his writing. I think what I didn't get on, I think I really liked Open Water, but I think there was just like every kind of the sentence was like an analogy and a metaphor, and like even though this was the same, but it just felt different. And I guess this one had a little bit more of a plot, I would say, even though, I mean, Open Water still had a plot as well. But I just really loved this book. Hello, I'm just like editing this back, and I guess I'm getting confused with obviously I keep saying about how open water, how I wasn't really keen on it because I was not sure about the writing style and the plot. I don't think it's anything to do with that. I think it's to do with the narrative. So I know obviously open water, I think it's written in third person, whereas Small Worlds, it's written first person. So yeah, well, we're following like Stephen and from like his perspective, and I think that's what I've just preferred because I guess it's just a better connection to the character. And I feel like I'm just like better connected to the character and the plot and stuff. Whereas Open Water, because it was third person, I didn't feel as connected to the story and the main characters. Can't remember their names now, but I just didn't feel that pull towards it like I did with Small Worlds and with Stephen. And I just really adored the way how he told his story and just how like atmospheric it was. And yeah, I just really felt like I belonged in that world, and yeah, he really plonked me in there. So I think that's what I'm trying to explain, but I don't think, well, I'm not trying to explain. I think I got a bit confused, but yeah, that's kind of what I mean. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Like, I felt like Stephen many times, and I just feel like this is the perfect book for someone to read when they might, you know, feel a little bit lost in life. They're not really too sure where they're going. Like, I definitely think this is a book to read like in your early 20s, definitely like 30s as well, but like I think you'd probably have a bit more of a deeper connection to it. You know, Stephen is in his late teens, early 20s, I think, throughout this book. So yeah, it's really good, and it's just like, it's just such a journey on just knowing like, yeah, you might want to do, you might think you have this path in life, but sometimes it's not always what it seems. And yeah, I just love the friendships in this, the love story, just an absolute like dedication and love letter to all those that came before and to all those that made a way for, you know, us kids, us, I guess, yeah, Black British kids to kind of thrive and, you know, just to make our lives a little bit easier. And lots of heartbreak in this, lots of grief as well. Felt a bit of anxiety as well reading this as well in some places. But yeah, just overall it was brilliant, and I loved the music references in this as well. Like, you can definitely tell that Caleb Zubin Nelson is like, obviously definitely comes from like a like musical background. But yeah, I just thought it was absolutely beautiful and I highly recommend it. If you loved Rainbow Milk, I think you would love this one. Obviously they're not the same, but I just think both those books kind of have a nod to Black British culture and the diaspora. But yes, I'm gonna go now. The next book on my TBR is Red Rising, so that'll be the next one I'll pop in and speak to you about. But yeah, just thought I would let you know my thoughts on this. But yeah, absolutely loved it. Hello, so I thought I would just quickly chat through Red Rising as I'm finishing my makeup. Initial thoughts, Michelle was right. It is quite slow, but I think because it's the beginning, you've got all the world building and stuff, so I guess, you know, some bits you're struggling to really know what's going on, and there's a lot of characters and stuff like that, and it's obviously, yeah, trying to build up the world, so that's kind of a little bit difficult. Well, not difficult, but it's, yeah, like, it's kind of bringing the enjoyment out of the book. But I am getting on with it, you know, being left on cliffhangers, and it is making me want to carry on reading it. I don't particularly like the way how he writes about his characters, just like the colour of their skin and stuff. For example, like some of the darker skinned characters are kind of written in a negative way, and lighter skinned characters are written more in like a palatable way, let's say, more desirable. I don't really like that. Like, that kind of makes me feel a little rubbish. I think I'm on chapter 9 or chapter 10, I can't remember. So yeah, it's okay so far. It's okay. So far, it's probably sitting at like a 3. So yeah, I'm not crazy impressed, but I'm gonna carry on with it and see how I feel when I get to the end. So I'm not that far in anyway, so it could all change from here, who knows. I'm praying that there's no like crumbs or anything all over my face. Thought I'd, oh, sorry, I just walked up the stairs. Thought I would do a little book catch up. Also, such a basic bitch, I know, but this is really helping me drink more water. I got this from Typo. It's a Stanley knockoff because all you lot that have a Stanley, I don't have the money for that. So I got this for 10 quid, which was really, really, really cheap. And yeah, it seems all right so far. Don't look at the straw. That's got my lip gloss on it. Yeah, it's really making me drink more water, so I can see why they are very popular. So I started a new book last night. Obviously, if you watched my most recent video, you would have seen that I was elated when Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, her new novel, is, I think, a sports Olympic romance, and I was elated because I've just been like looking for a book like that. So I started this last night because I'm also reading Red Rising, but my husband's going on a ski trip next week. So yeah, I don't think he'll finish it before then. And I kind of want a book to read whilst, because obviously we're both reading Red Rising together. So I kind of want a book to read whilst I'm not reading that. So I started this last night. Initial thoughts, pretty good so far. Chapters are nice and short. Very easy to read. The friendship group was kind of giving me like a young college Sex and the City kind of friendship group. I mean, isn't there that show, The Sex Lives of College Girls or something like that? But yeah, it was like giving me that kind of vibe, which is good. But yeah, I'm only like a few chapters in, and we can definitely see where the relationship is starting to, yeah, be a little bit questionable. So yeah, really good so far. I've only read The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I thought it was okay. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. It was just a nice, easy read. And I think this is, going to be kind of similar. It's just a nice, fun, sexy romance to kind of read. So it's very welcomed. But I am enjoying Red Rising. I am thinking about it. And I think doing a buddy read, it also makes it, much more exciting and engaging. And I am thinking I can't wait to read more and see what happens next. And, we're both saying there's 6 books, so it must be pretty good. Or it's just absolutely awful. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I thought I would just fill you in on that. So yeah. Just wanted to come up here and have a bit of a book chat with you guys. Just got little cup of tea and stuff, well, cold cup of tea now, and yeah, just wanted to go through some recent reads and upcoming reads and TBR chats and stuff like that. What prompted me to come up here and chat was I was catching up with Willow Talks Books, and she was going into all of the horrible stuff which has come out about Neil Gaiman and all the allegations. And I haven't read any books from Neil Gaiman, but I know how much of a big author, how much people love his work and stuff like that. So it's all, very shocking and disgusting. It's awful. But that definitely prompted me, because I had no idea. I haven't really been following this story, because like I said, I haven't, I don't read his stuff. So, but I was aware that, it's been in the news for the last couple of months. I was prompted to come up here and speak because I didn't realise that. So, as I said, I finished reading Fruit of the Dead about a week or 2 ago, I can't remember. And the stuff going on with Neil Gaiman and the women involved is literally like for like of this book. Not like for like, but very loosely based on this book. And it kind of got me thinking and reflecting. This was actually quite a dark book. There were some very uncomfortable scenes in here, but they didn't go beyond my boundaries of what I'm comfortable with reading. Obviously, I find it all very uncomfortable and very unsettling. I am a woman at the end of the day. We know how likely SA happens to women. It's just awful. But yeah, just the like for likes of this book, just a complete utter powerful man. And Nanny, this girl in here, is also the guy's nanny, and just the power and just how much power plays in all of this. And I can just imagine the nanny must have felt so helpless. And obviously the girl in this was obviously handsomely paid, and it just makes you sick to your stomach. It just got me really reflecting. It was a really good book, but definitely I would say check the triggers. And obviously if you're finding, everybody's finding all of the horrific allegations which have come out, so horrible and subdued and so evil and so disgusting. If that's too much for you, I definitely wouldn't recommend reading this book. There are some uncomfortable scenes in this, so just be warned. But yeah, it's just really made me think about that and how the author is like spot on with that stuff, and I really hope the author has not been subject to that kind of abuse as well. So yeah, just my thoughts on that, just to, you know, brighten the mood up a little bit. This is really good. Really enjoying it so far. I'm about 100 pages in. Really like the main characters. It's definitely a slow burn. I really am hoping that it's gonna tick that Olympic romance off my list. I really hope it's everything that I can imagine it is. I really hope it is, but I'm not too sure that it will be. I'm telling you now, if there isn't an Olympic romance book, I'm flipping writing my own. I'm not gonna really, but I'm keeping that up there. I'm coining it as my idea if there isn't one. I'm sure there is. But yeah, it's really good. I really like the characters. It's very, you know, similar to that Emily Henry vibe, but again, with Emily Henry and also Ali Hazelwood as well, you've got your characters also going through things. They're trying to work through things. They've got these underlying issues and problems. And I really like that because it obviously adds a lot of depth to the book, which I enjoy. Because obviously, you know, sometimes you need things to break up the romance. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's very slow burn. One thing I needed to point out, it's a bit of a different type of, you know, I kind of read romances, but they're not really they don't really like specify the kink, shall we say. Some of them don't actually have kinks in them. So this one says, I don't think it's a spoiler because it's literally on the front page. So it says, "Dear reader, once again, thank you so much for choosing one of my books. This one might be my favourite I've ever written, and I'm so happy it's out in the world. Before you dive in, I want you to know that this work contains consensual and negotiated explorations of kink, in particular of power exchange. If you choose to read it, I hope you enjoy the experience." So yeah, that's going to be very different to me, because very different for me, because I've never really read that before. So I promise I'm not a prude, but I kind of seem like I'm coming across as prudish. I'm not, but I'm just very new to the smut world. Very excited to read that. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Obviously, I'm also reading Red Rising. I can't be bothered to get that. It's in the bedroom. I've touched on that previously. Haven't been reading it since, so there's no point going into that. And then also I just wanted to touch on some books that I've kind of picked up and put down. So this one is The Light Years by Elizabeth Jane Howard, and I'm not entirely sure that I want to carry on with this one. So I picked this up last year. I got it in Waterstones because I just thought the cover was beautiful. I was looking for a family saga which I could, you know, join in on their little travels and get to know them and build memories with them and attach myself to the characters. And yeah, I found this one in Waterstones. I think this is a really old book anyway, but this is a historical fiction, I believe. This is set, I can't remember the year, I think it's late 1930s. It's based around three brothers. They're called the Cazalet brothers, Hugh, Edward and Rupert, and every summer they go back to their family's estate, countryside manor, with their wives and their children. Oh, and they also have a sister who is kind of like the black sheep of the family, but we don't know why. I haven't actually met her yet, but I did read the introduction by Joanna Lumley. I think I know why she's the black sheep, but I'm just gonna or maybe me talking about this has kind of made me want to pick it back up again. We've got Hugh, who I believe he's going through like PTSD as he was in the First World War, and he's like really scared and nervous and panicking that there's going to be another one. So I think we kind of follow his journey through that. And then there's Edward, who is the second brother. He's like really charming, he's handsome, he's charismatic, he's got away with the ladies, and he's also being unfaithful to his wife. So we're kind of following him on that, and I'm guessing that kind of comes to blows, I'm not sure. And then we have Rupert, who I haven't met yet. This is a talented painter, is in turmoil over his inability to please his demanding new wife. So I don't know if his wife is just, has she got mental health problems, or is she just really horrible, or I don't know, or does it mean in the bedroom he can't please her? I don't know, I'm not sure. So it says, meanwhile, Rachel's unflinching loyalty to the family means risking her one chance at happiness. I think it's to do with her sexuality, if I'm not mistaken, because I think that's what Joanna Lumley did put in the introduction, and obviously back then there was a stigma around being gay and stuff, obviously, which is so awful. But yeah, I think it might be to do with her sexuality, which is really sad, because she lives with her parents because she's unmarried, single. And yeah, there are a couple of books of this. That's why I picked it up, because I wanted, you know, something, I wanted a series to get involved with this year, but I've just not really been feeling it. I'm really not been feeling it, so I'm unsure if I'm going to carry on. Apparently, yeah, best-selling family saga, so I think it is supposed to be really good, but I just haven't been in the mood to read it. Those are my thoughts. And then upcoming TBR, definitely Empire of Pain. I was speaking to someone in the comments and they reminded me of Cherry by Nico Walker, so I think I need to read that as well, bump that on my list. Definitely Americana by Chimamanda. As someone else in the comments said that her new book is coming out in March, so I definitely want to read Americana before that, just so if I do want to pick up her new book, then I'm in a good position to do so. Oh yeah, and then Addie LaRue, me and Debs are probably going to do a buddy read on that one, so yeah, that's nice. So that's like all my upcoming books which I'm kind of looking forward to read. And then there probably will be a book haul, because I can't stop buying books. It's very much a hobby now, which I enjoy. But yeah, I just wanted to come up here and chat. So yeah, let me know what books you guys are reading. I'll pop back in probably when I've got something else to say about Deep End. Oh gosh. Okay. Oh gosh, I hope you can see me. I hope you can see me. I just thought I'd quickly share my thoughts of Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I'm kind of almost halfway. I was reading it. I was up till about midnight last night reading it, and my jaw's on the floor. It's yeah, it's if I was white, I would be blushing right now, like mad blushing, like red. Like it's very it's very spicy, let's put it that way. It's very spicy, but apart from that, it's actually really good. I'm really enjoying the storyline and the characters and the romance and the plot. It's well written. I like that it's got that academia, like the academic language flowing through. Obviously lots of things I have to Google, but I do like that. And oh, I forgot to mention earlier, if you've read The Love Hypothesis, there's a bit of a crossover in this with some of the characters in that. I won't go into too much, but yeah, you know what, it's really good. I actually really love this book. It might even be a 5-star. It's that, do you know what I mean? Like, it depends on the ending. It's just a really good romance, like page turner. Where am I? I'm on chapter 30, so I'm, yeah, about halfway. And I really like the sports element to it as well. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. So yeah, it's just quite filthy, to be honest with you. It's like really dirty. Yeah, I probably will finish it in a couple of days, I think, because I'm just like really flying through it. If I have nights like last night where I was literally with my torch, with my reading lamp torch thing, like literally like reading it, because it was so good. It was just like, oh my god, like I can't stop reading it. I mean, for me, it's just the whole kink stuff. Like, I'm not shaming anybody, but for me, it's just like it's it's eye-opening, but it's really good. I've just finished this one. Miss Ali Hazelwood ate. She ate this. Like, I'm struggling if this is either a 4.5 or a 5, but it's a 4.5 minimum. Can I just say, Lucas Blomqvist, boyfriend of the year. Boyfriend of the year. He is attentive. He's selfless. He's a great communicator. He listens. He's affectionate. Please read this book. Please read this book. Oh my God, this is probably the best book I've ever been given in PR. I'm telling you, like, this was bloody amazing. I really don't want to be loud because I don't want to wake my neighbours up, but this was bloody amazing. Like, the spicy scenes, 8. The romance, 8. The drama, 8. The sports and the Olympics and the romance, 8. The academic setting, 8. The underlying issues and stuff, 8. Oh my God. I guess the only thing what's stopping me from maybe giving it a 5-star, some bits I feel like didn't really, I mean, there was a lot of detail in this book which I very much enjoyed because, I mean, I don't know loads about swimming and diving and or like the events and like the contests and yeah, or like the finals and stuff, so I don't know too much about that, and that was like really interesting to get a bit of like, you know, background and all that stuff and just how much they travel and everything and the pressures and stuff. You know what? I think this might be a 5-star. Like, this A. Oh my God. Nah. Opposites attract, yeah. Slow burn, flink, yeah. Oh my God. One of the characters, I can't really say who, but one of the characters is giving like just narc energy, just absolute narc energy. And I was getting a little bit annoyed by her, I can't lie. It was fine with the plot, like I was involved, but yeah, this was so good, man. This was so good. This was brilliant. Yeah, absolutely loved it. Just finished it, and yeah, I'm gonna carry on with Red Rising. I've also been listening to Beloved by Toni Morrison, which, oh my God, her voice is so soothing, but it's kind of giving me the same problem as my Year of Rest and Relaxation by Atesha Moshfegh, but Toni Morrison's voice is so unbelievably soothing. But I think that book, I really need to read it and listen to it at the same time because I really need to concentrate with her. Her writing is just so beautiful and so, gosh, it's so poignant, but you kind of have to go back and forth a little bit because it's like, oh, hang on, what does she mean there? And like, there's different ways to interpret things. But yeah, so I'm kind of reading that. And then I also started reading or listening to Shari Franke's new book. I can't actually remember what it's called, but I'll put it somewhere. It's obviously about her life and what it was like growing up being she's the eldest Franke sibling. Franke child, and obviously if you're not aware about the Franke's 8 passengers here on YouTube, or they were here on YouTube, they were, yeah, like a big family of 8, and Ruby Franke documented her life, her life of being a mum of 6 kids, I think, and they're Mormon and they live in Utah. And obviously what happened in 2023, she basically got busted down by the police because she was abusing them kids physically, and obviously emotionally, and with the help of another effed up person. But yeah, so I'm just listening to the daughter's book, so it's all from her perspective. And again, I don't know whether to get a copy of the book instead rather than listening to it. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, I literally just wanted to come in and share my initial thoughts on this because this was, oh my God, it was brilliant. It was a page turner. It was great. It was so good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've just come back from running some errands. You will not, I feel like I'm shouting at my headphones. You will not believe the haul that I have. Secondhand books. Oh, I've been in one of those moods where literally my World of Books cart, no lie, my World of Books cart is like at almost £200. And I haven't paid yet, so I'm just kind of like, I don't think I can spend £200 on books, but I really want to. I was just in that mood to shop. I was like, right, let's see if I can get some secondhand books. Even though World Books is secondhand, I still feel like they are really pricey for secondhand books. So went to my local charity shops and I got some absolute bargains. There were some really good titles in there. There was Natasha Brown Assembly, Breasts and Eggs by Miyako Kawakami. There was, yeah, some loads of really good books. There was Rainbow Milk in there. Oh my God, my hands are so cold. But yeah, some absolute brilliant titles. So yeah, I'm going to show you what I got. Beautiful sunny day. And oh yeah, it's just a lovely day. But yeah, lovely day to shop. Oh, and I also got one item of clothing, which I'm so happy about. It's an absolute steal. You know what? Let me wash my hands first because obviously I've been touching things and yeah, gross. And I'll come back and we will do the haul. Just want to bask in the sun for a little bit. I don't know if this is bad lighting, but whatever. Oh yeah, I had a really good productive morning. Like I sent my friend's birthday card off in the post and saw that. Oh, one thing I forgot to get shower gel. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, I'll have to go back out and get that. I'll get that later. It was a good productive morning. So let me take all this off because I'm gonna get really hot. Right, I'll show you the clothing item first, just so I can get that out of the way. But I got this suede jacket. I think originally from Marks and Spencer's. I got this from, I think it's from Cancer Research. 20 quid. I've been looking for a real 100% suede jacket for ages, and obviously they're so expensive. Yeah, 20 quid. And this is a size 16, which I thought was quite small. 20 quid for a suede jacket. Perfect. So yeah, I can't wait to wear that when it gets a little warm. Anywho, let's get on with the haul. I got Becoming by Michelle Obama. So this one, I was FaceTime Debs last night. God, we were on the phone for hours. And we were saying how much we wanted to read this actually. And then as it was fate, I found it in the charity shop for, well, yeah, £1.75, which is an absolute steal. In pretty good nick as well. This is obviously, yeah, her life story, her memoir. Heard really good things about it. Obviously, I'm not from the US, but she is and always will be my first lady, let me tell you now. So yeah, I'm very interested to hear about her life story, hear about her upbringing, how she met Barack and what it was like, yeah, to be in the White House and their daughters growing up and all that public scrutiny that they had and stuff. So yeah, be very, very excited to just read her story. So I got that. Maybe we can put these here, maybe. We'll put them there for now. Next book, some of these titles I haven't heard of. So this was from Cancer Research. This was £1.50. And this is called Crazy by Jane Fever. This sounded really interesting to me. Kind of sounds like a really nice literary piece about women, motherhood, work. It says Jane has been accustomed to clever, undemonstrative men. So when, as a young woman, she meets Arju, she is instantly bewitched by his intellect and detachment. What starts as a crush turns into something far darker, an all-consuming obsession from which years later she is still reeling. Crazy is a work of autofiction, a startling story of obsessive love, addiction, motherhood and work. It is a reckoning with fiction and with truth, how these things play out on the body, what it takes for a woman to write out her own life. So yeah, this sounds like it will be really interesting. Or it could be crap, I don't know, but I thought it piqued my interest, and I thought £1.50 is a really good price, and it's in really good condition as well. So I like reading books which I haven't heard of the author and I haven't read any of their work. I'm really trying to do that this year, and I'm also trying not to be biased and read stuff which I just know everybody else has read. So yeah, I don't know if this light is good to film in, but yeah, I'm just kind of like a dog now, like just loving to be in the sun. Okay, the next one we got another hardback, and I believe this actually was on my TBR. This was £2, called Expectation from Anna Hope. Again, another female woman centered book. So it says Hannah, Kate and Lissa are young, vibrant and inseparable. Their shared world is ablaze with art and activism, romance and revelry and the promise of everything to come. They are electric. They are the best of friends. 10 years on, They are not where they had hoped to be. Amidst flailing careers and faltering marriages, each craves what the others have, and each grapples with the same question: what does it take to lead a meaningful life? Expectation is a story of the highs and lows of friendship, how it can dip, dive, and rise again. It is also about finding your way through as a mother, a daughter, a wife, a rebel. Most of all, it explores the liminal space between expectation and reality, the place full of dreams, desires, and pain in which we all live our lives. I feel like this is going to be very relatable, because I feel like that's kind of how my life is going at the moment. Now all my mates are all in our 30s and we're all going down these like different paths, some motherhood, obviously some are married, some are single, and then just all of us, you know, career paths, career changes. It's going to be different when people start having kids and just their lifestyle changes. So yeah, I feel like this is going to be a good book, yeah, about like womanhood and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this one. And like I said, I can't remember if I said £2, which I thought was really good and really, really good condition. I feel like on World of Books, this would have probably been about £7 or £8. So far, I think I'm doing okay. I also thought the cover, the colours on that was great. So next one, I know everybody bangs on about this author and I've not read any of her books or her work yet. So I finally got Normal People by Sally Rooney. Obviously, everybody knows Sally Rooney by now. I haven't watched Normal People either. I've heard that's really good. But yeah, so I've decided to, well, when I get a chance to read it, I've decided to dive into the world of Sally Rooney. This was £2.49, so I thought that was quite a big deal. I don't actually know what this is about. It says, people know that Marion lives in the white mansion with the driveway and that Connell's mother is a cleaner, but no one knows of the special relationship between these facts. Connell and Marion grow up in the same small town in the west of Ireland, but the similarities end there. In school, Connell is popular and well-liked, while Marion is a loner who has learnt from painful experience to stay away from her classmates. When the two strike up a conversation in Marion's kitchen, awkward but electrifying, something life-changing begins. Normal People is a story of mutual fascination, friendship and love. It takes us from that conversation to the years beyond, in the company of two people, funny, magnetic, complex, who try to stay apart but find they can't. It shows us how difficult it is to change who we are, and with heartbreaking tenderness, it reveals how we learn about sex and power, the desire to hurt and be hurt, the desire to love and be loved. Here's an exquisite love story which breathes fiction with new life. Okay, I think I'm gonna like that. I think I'm gonna like that. It just seems like a really realistic, yeah, just like real story about people. So yeah, I think I'm gonna like that. I thought this was really good price for a hardback, not bad condition to be fair. And yeah, £2.49. So I'm so pleased, honestly, I'm so pleased. I don't think I've spent more than 20 quid on all these books. It's so good. And then we've got the last two. This one I've never heard of before. This is 3 Rooms by Jo Hamya. Never heard of this author before. Oh, flipping heck. That scared me. This was £1.99. And yeah, I thought this sounded really good as well. A lot of these books, yeah, like literary books, which I love. So it says, it's autumn 2018 and a young woman moves into a rented room in university accommodation, ready to begin a job as a research assistant at Oxford. Here, living and working in the spaces that have given birth to the country's leaders, she is both outsider and insider, and she can't shake the feeling that real life is happening elsewhere. So this sounds very reminiscent of Natasha Brown Assembly. 8 months later, she finds herself in London. She's landed a temp contract at a society magazine and is paying £80 a week to sleep on a stranger's sofa. Summer rolls on and England roils with questions around its domestic civil rights, Brexit, Grenfell, climate change, homelessness. Meanwhile, tensions with her flatmate escalate, she's overworked and underpaid, and the prospects of her permanent job seem increasingly unlikely, until finally she has to ask herself, what is this all for? Incisive, original and brilliantly observed, 3 Rooms is the story of a search for a home and for a self. Driven by despair and optimism in equal measure, the novel pointedly explores politics, race and belonging as Jo Hamya asks us to consider the true cost of living as a young person in a 21st century England. Oh my God, this is a bit of me. Yes. If it's done well, I can't wait to read this. This definitely sounds very similar to that Natasha Brown Assembly, that kind of belonging to a world which doesn't really want you to exist, who doesn't really want you to be part of it, belonging to a world that just takes all the things that it wants to take from you and spits you back out. And I love that this is set in 2018, where, yeah, that year was just wild. I mean, I remember it was really hot. I remember that year, the summer of 2018, and just, yeah, like the grumblings of Brexit and Grenfell, which was absolutely awful. I didn't live that far from, well, I wasn't too far at the time. I was living at my in-laws with my husband, and yeah, he doesn't live too far from Grenfell because he's northwest London. And yeah, it was just so sad. It was awful. I just remember seeing it on the news and just being like, why has this even happened? And like I'll never forget driving along the A40, which is the A road that runs through to get to like from like out of Greater London, northwest London into central, and you go past Grenfell. Oh my God, I actually can't even, like, it was just a carcass, like it was black and you could like see through it. Honestly, I will never ever ever forget that moment, ever. It was a couple of weeks after when it happened, and I just remember being like, I can't believe that's happened. And obviously know what we know now about, you know, the cladding and stuff like that. But yeah, just horrible, greedy, incompetent, awful people. But yeah, anyway, I think I'm going to really love this. I think I might bump this up to next month, to be honest. I think it might be really good. It's a short one as well. So yeah, never heard of this author, but hopefully it's a favourite. And the last one we've got is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. So I've actually watched the film, The Hate You Give. I remember watching it on the plane, my husband and I, and we both really loved it. So I bought the book just to read that, because obviously we know that the film can sometimes, I guess it's only an adaptation, so obviously sometimes they can take a lot of stuff out from the book. They don't always include everything because, you know, I guess a film can't be like 10 hours long. It's about a girl, I can't remember her name, Star, was it? Yeah, and it was very much around like police brutality and stuff like that, and racial tensions and stuff, based in America. So it says Star lives in two worlds: the poor neighborhood where she was born and raised, and her posh high school in the suburbs. The uneasy balance between them is shattered when Star is the only witness to the fatal shooting, I remember this, of her unarmed best friend, Khalil, by a police officer. Now, what Star says could destroy her community. It also could get her killed. Yes, I do remember this now. Heartbreaking. And I remember, I think it might have been like the opening scene or one of the opening scenes where her dad, and she's in the car, I think with one of her siblings, and like he's telling her what to do, like if a police officer comes and stops the car, like make sure you put your hands on the what's it called, you know what I mean, put your hands on the front there, like so they can see your hands. And that was awful, like just telling children that's what they have to, I can't. But yeah, I remember this, and it was definitely left a lasting impression. But yeah, it'll be a very, very hard read, but I think it'll be a good one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that's my little book haul. I don't think it was any more than, it might have been just over 10 quid for 6 books, which I think is brilliant. So yeah, that's it. My friends just left. Friend came to see me, came to the house, and then we went out for just a walk, and yeah, went for like tea and coffee, and she got some pancakes. But yeah, it was really lovely seeing her. Yeah, so I'm just in the middle of, this tripod's, I've been really having trouble with this tripod. Like it keeps collapsing, which is really nice. I hope that works. I need to go check on the food in a minute. But yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to quickly come in and speak about the book which I'm listening to. So I haven't been reading Red Rising yet. I don't know why, I'm just in a bit of a slumpy mood with it. So I started reading or listening to The House of My Mother from Shari Franke. And it's just incredibly eye-opening. It's that girl and the whole entire family and the kids have just been through so much. Ruby Franke, essentially. Her. I know I don't really swear on this channel, but I think it's warranted. I think my tripod is sliding again. Yeah, it is. Oh my God, this is so annoying. The whole 8 passengers and just all of them, like everything being revealed. Well, I haven't got to that bit yet. I've got to a bit where Jodie Hillbrant has moved in, but it's just so eye-opening. It's awful, just what that girl has been through. She's so brave to come out and share her story of what happened to her and her siblings and just all the behind the scenes. And yeah, it's just incredibly heartbreaking. And also the hypocrisy is wild. But yeah, I just wanted to just come in and say that if you haven't read it, it's literally only just come out this month, but yeah, if you haven't read it, I would highly recommend you reading it. And also I just hope that now, as I think it's quite a popular book, I just hope that now her and her siblings and her family, this is kind of a bit of a healing way of them to move on. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, people might be controversial and think, oh, why is she, you know, airing their dirty laundry? But I think it needs to be said. I just think children are not content. Like earlier in this vlog, I had to blur out my nephew's picture because I don't want him on the internet. Like no, like just no. It's just so wrong. And just how fake Ruby was, and obviously we all know she's fake, but yeah, anything for views and money. But yeah, I just thought I'd chime in and explain an update. Anyway, I'm gonna go check on my food because I think it might be burning. Yes, so book chat. So I was just about to say I've finished Red Riding. I haven't finished Red Rising. I've DNF'd Red Rising for now. I may pick it back up again, but I just wasn't gelling with it. I think it's a good book. It's a good book, don't get me wrong, it is. It's a good book. It's good concept, good story, good world building. I thought it was really fascinating. It very much reminds me of not Chain Gang, but kind of similar to that Hunger Games sort of style. But I'm gonna be really honest, I thought that Pierce Brown, the way he writes women, I just didn't really like it. I felt a bit weirded out by it, I'm not gonna lie. Something, I just felt a little bit uncomfortable, so I just didn't want to read it. I don't know, maybe I'm just overreacting or being overly sensitive right now, probably the latter. But I just didn't want to read it, so I've just put that down for now. And then I finally finished The House of My Mother by Shari Franke. She's kind of come out with her truth, and you know, I think it's quite good because she's like setting the narrative straight, because they made a bloody, I swear, oh, what's that network, the one where they make the films? But yeah, they've made like a film, I'm sure, about the Frankies, which is just so distasteful. I'm thankful that she didn't share the details about the kids, because, you know, I guess it goes against why she's made the book, because she obviously is trying to protest to end, you know, like kids being on the internet and being vlogged and haven't been exploited and stuff like that. So she hasn't shared any of the details of her younger siblings, what happened to them, and their names, thank God. So she kept all that private, which is good, so they can get, you know, a bit of privacy back. So I think some people in the reviews were moaning about that, being like, oh, you know, like there's not really been any tea that's been spilled. But it's like, why on earth would she do that? And then also, I don't really want to go into it because I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, there were some bits about the LDS church, which I was a bit like, oh gosh, that's not good. So yeah, so I've read that. I don't rate memoirs, so but I would recommend it. If you liked I'm Glad My Mum Died by Jeanette McCurdy, you would probably like this book, because it's got that kind of mother-daughter relationship. You know, it's really heartbreaking. Like, you feel like the mother-daughter relationship, that bond should be so tight, but unfortunately it isn't for some people. And yeah, I just think, yeah, it's really sad. And then, you know, some stuff obviously happened to Shari Franke, which I won't go into, but if you read the memoir, I didn't know some of the stuff happened to her, and I was quite surprised. But yeah, it was a pretty good book. It was easy to read. Also, we've got to take into account that she's only 21, so I'm sure, you know, she might have more to share when she's older and when she, you know, is more developed and things like that, and processes it more. And then now I'm on to my potentially final book of January. I thought I would pick up Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Ayomide. Yeah, I thought I'd pick up a YA fantasy, is this? I think, yeah, it's academic fantasy, I believe. So yeah, I don't really know too much about this book, but I've heard it gets a lot of praise and hype. So I thought a YA might be a bit easier for me, like just to digest, and I think it might be a bit more fast paced because I'm feeling a little slumpy after Red Rising. So I'm hoping that this will get me out of the slump. Utterly compelling thriller with a shocking twist that delves deep into the heart of institutionalized racism. So yeah, interesting. So yes, I believe it's set in like a sixth form or a school, so yeah, that would be really interesting. So yeah, I'll check back and let you know how I think about it, and get an early night because I'm riding the crash train at the minute. So I'm hoping that I'll get to the destination of health tomorrow. So on that note, I'll see you in the morning. Oh my god, imagine. Thought I would come in and talk about Ace of Spades. So far I'm about 100 pages in, yeah, 111. It's pretty good. It's very fast paced. Obviously it's YA, so it's pretty like easy to read, pretty easy to follow along. It's very reminiscent to like Gossip Girl. I haven't actually watched Gossip Girl, but I kind of know what like the plot and the premise is. Yeah, so basically it's set in a school. It's set in America. I thought this was gonna be a British book, but it's American, which is fine. The author is British, but yeah, it's set in a school, like a very affluent, opulent, private school, and we follow two people, Devon and Chimaka. I don't know, I think that's how you say it. Yeah, so basically this book it follows them to, it's dual POV. The main plot is there's this anonymous texter called Aces who is dropping explicit, salacious gossip about Devon and Chimaka separately. So they're specifically targeting them two, nobody else. And yeah, so with Devon, we've had some explicit photos and videos have been exposed to the whole entire school. And Chiamaka, we've just had a bit of gossip about her. I won't say what it is. So yeah, these two are being targeted and we don't know who Aces is. I think I did say previously that this is a fantasy. It is not. It is a thriller. So that's probably why I'm enjoying it. And it's, you know, it's a very good distraction at the minute. I just need some good distraction right now, especially being in a flare up. So it's just great. This is a great book to take my mind off it. So yeah, this is really good. There's some good topics, you know, of like race. It does say here, yeah, delves deep into the heart of institutionalized racism. So I can definitely see where they're going to be pulling on those themes, because I believe Devon and Chiamaka are the only two black kids in the school. So I mean, I can kind of understand how they feel, because I wasn't the only black kid in the school, but there wasn't many of us in my school. So yeah, quite traumatizing. Not traumatizing, but just quite isolating. Yeah, so there's definitely been some conversations and some scenarios where race has come into play here, and I've just been like shouting like, I've just been so frustrated and so annoyed. There's been quite a few good developments as well in this, some like character developments as well, some things which I've been surprised at, and I think it's quite a good story so far, full of a few jaw-dropping moments already, so that's good. I think it's just really easy to read. I believe Farida does have another book called Where Sleeping Girls Lie, so if I do like this one, I probably will pick that one up. So yeah, so far so good, and I'll probably either check in either when I'm towards the end, or when I finished, or when another good bit happens, I don't know. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. Happy Friday, happy end of January. We got through it together, even though you're probably going to be watching this in February. But yeah, it's the end of January currently. Very pleased that we got through it together. So I just wanted to come in with a bit of an update on Ace of Spades. So I've got about over 300 pages in. I'm at part 3. This, I was so close to DNFing because I was just kind of like, I don't care. It's weird because obviously at the beginning I was really enjoying it. I was enjoying getting to know Devon and Chiamaka. And yeah, I just was like, I wasn't really bothered. I was just like, where is this going? You know, this ACEs person just dropping these secrets, and yeah, I don't really care, like, where's this going? So I carried on with it. I did listen to the audio book, and that kind of, I guess, like, sort of reignited my passion for the book, I guess so yeah, I've just finished part 3, and like there was a part where literally my jaw was on the floor, and I was like, okay, this is giving me get out. This is giving get out. So yeah, so how I sort of feel about it right now is basically if Gossip Girl, Get Out, Scream and Scary Movie had a baby, maybe would probably be this book. So yeah, it's starting to get really, really weird. I would recommend it on audio because the narrators, the voiceover actors are really good. They're quite good. And yeah, they just kind of really bring like the characters to life. I am really enjoying getting to know Chiamaka. There was a really nice scene with her and her mother. She was sat between her mother's knees as she was getting her hair cornrowed, and I just really liked that. And she was, you know, we got to hear kind of her thoughts about how she feels about her natural hair. She's the type of girl where, you know, especially we've got to think she's young, and like she's the type of girl where she goes to school and she has to make sure that her hair is straight, and she doesn't ever want to show her natural hair because, to put it in her words, she said she feels like, you know, an animal, like, you know, people gonna go and touch her hair. And I could really resonate with that, you know, especially maybe not so more now because, you know, I'm around grown adults and they know better than that. Nope, I was wrong. So whilst I was working at Berlin, I was obviously staying in a hotel, and I went to get my breakfast downstairs, and one of the workers, I was wearing braids at the time, and one of the workers proceeds to go to touch my hair like that. Well, she touched my hair like that, and I mean, she was really nice, but she was like, oh my gosh, your hair's so beautiful, blah blah blah. And like, I mean, I was really kind and nice. I was like, oh, thank you. But inside I was sort of like dying. I was like, oh my god, what the hell? Like, it was a horrible experience, and I was just kind of like, yeah, this is weird. So there are people out there who don't have boundaries when it comes to black women's hair. So yeah, it's still an ongoing issue. But yeah, that was my little story time. But when I was in school, there definitely were like kids, when I'd get my hair done or braided or whatever, they'd want to like touch my hair and stuff, and it would be literally like a day at the petting zoo, and it's like, can you not, please? So I really appreciated those, you know, those conversations. And then also, she is mixed race. She so her mum is Nigerian and her dad is Italian, so it was quite nice to have those sort of yeah, to hear how she feels about like her culture and her backgrounds, and yeah, how she kind of navigates that really. But I mean, Devon and Chiamaka are the 2 black kids in the whole entire school, so they already have it pretty bad anyway. So yeah, it's just very, very interesting. So I've gone from really enjoying it to them being like, oh my god, will they just hurry up and finish, to oh my god, I want to DNF it, oh my god, I can't wait to finish this. This is like, I want to know who this ACEs is and what this whole thing is. So yeah, just something really shocking kind of got announced and like, you know, announced to us as the readers, and I was just like, oh my god. I was like packing some laundry, folding some laundry away because I was listening to the audiobook, and I was just like, my jaw was on the floor. I shouldn't be laughing, but also it's also giving Ku Klux Klan as well. Like it's deep. It's deep. So yeah, this is deep. So I want to know how or where this is going to end. I'll probably report back when I finish it. Like I said, I'm just over 300 pages, so I've got about 150 odd pages to go. So I mean, great if I can finish it tonight, but probably more or less will probably be tomorrow. So we just got back, well, not just, but we've got back from kind of a late night shopping trip. We went to B&Q first just to get a wallpaper stripper and some supplies, because I think we're going to start stripping the wallpaper in my room. We might even start that tonight. And I also got some colour samples, which I can show you. I might show you tomorrow in the sun. Sorry, in the light. But This is kind of an ambitious colour palette, which I think I'm gonna go for either for the bedroom, potentially, like some of these colours. I think I might show you in the light, but we've just got these colours. Yeah, I think I'm going to show you in the daylight tomorrow. These colours together are just giving me everything. Like, oh, I told you, I'm trying to go for colour. And then anyway, this is not why I turned on the camera. So in the Asda that we went to, they had like books. So I think it's for like their Tickled Pink campaign. So they obviously had loads of books on there which you could take and obviously make a donation, which I obviously did. So I picked up this one, the Sayaka Murata Convenience Store Woman, which, you know what, I think someone in the comments told me about this book, actually, now that I'm remembering. Someone in the comments either told me about this book or they were reading this book. And I think they said it was good. So yeah, I picked this up, never heard of it before. Nice small little book, so might be interesting. Oh my god, this was $12.99. Yeah, so I mean, it's not bad nick. So it says, Kiko isn't normal. At school and university, people find her odd and her family worries she will never fit in. To make them happy, Kiko or Kyoko takes a job at a newly opened convenience store where she finds peace and purpose in simply daily tasks. But in Kyoko's circle, it just won't do for an unmarried woman to spend her time stacking shelves and ordering green tea. As the pressure to find a new job, or worse, a husband, increases, Kyoko is forced to take desperate action. Translated from the Japanese by Ginny Tapley Takamori. So yeah, interesting. So this will be a nice little short book to read. So yeah, very, very unexpected book to pick up in a supermarket, but yeah, it's quite nice that obviously, yeah, it's essentially, it was almost like I picked it up in a charity shop, but I've always gone past those sort of books where you've seen them on the side near the tills. It's always usually not very good titles, but this one caught my eye. And yeah, I hope whoever you are, I'm sure I remember, whoever you are, if I remember correctly, you've read this and you enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm sure it is. But if I'm thinking correctly, please comment and let me know, because I do remember someone saying about this convenience store woman. They said that they read it. So yeah, anyways, that's it. That's my little update. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this vlog now. This vlog is so long. Thanks if you got to the end. I finished Ace of Spades, giving this 4 stars. So I ended up actually really liking this. I don't know if I actually liked the book, but I liked more of the meaning behind it. You know, about the institutionalized racism, homophobia, and classism. So those are kind of like the main rooted topics in this book. And I also liked the meanings. I listened to the author's note, and I also liked the concept and the reason why she created this book. You know, just kind of based off her own exaggerated experience in university, almost feeling like something sinister was happening when she went to uni in Scotland, as she felt she was the only one of the only black people in her uni, and it was just a very weird experience coming from, I think she's from South London. Coming from South London, where it's, you know, so like there's so many black people who live in South London, so going from somewhere like that to living in Scotland would have just been so crazy, such a weird experience for her. So yeah, she wrote this while she was at university, and I really liked that. Overall, it was really good. Obviously the plot, I kind of had, you know, it was kind of it was a little bit predictable, but overall I do really like this book and the meaning behind it. It was very easy to read. It was pretty much a page turner. I really liked the characters. I loved the ending, the epilogue. Yeah, overall it was pretty decent. I would recommend it. This is probably a book which I would have loved when I was younger, so probably when I was in my early teens maybe. And I love now that there are so many YA novels which have black leads, because that just wasn't the case when I was young. I mean, I guess we had like Noughts and Crosses is probably one of the bigger books of around my time when I was a teenager, but in terms of black leads, but I can't really think of anything else. So yeah, it makes me really happy that teenagers now get to see themselves in books and now TV shows, which is just amazing. So yeah, I do highly recommend this. I probably will check out her other novel as well, Where Sleeping Girls Lie. I think that's based in kind of like a boarding school with a girl. She discovers like secrets or something with a girl before. So yeah, overall I did really enjoy it. Yeah, it was quite predictable, but I'm giving the rating on how the book made me feel, how I liked the characters, and just, yeah, like the story and the meaning behind it. I think it's nice to share these experiences of us black people being in predominantly white spaces and how isolating it can feel, just how like jarring it can be. So I really do like that. Just before we go, ordered a book from World of Books. I think I know which one this is. This is Don't Cry For Me from Daniel Black. This is in quite good condition actually. So yes, I can't wait to read this. So I ordered this because I've been really enjoying her name is Wale, but her YouTube name is The Hot Girl Books, I think. I've been really enjoying her content. I know she's big on Instagram, but she came over to YouTube, to booktube, so I've just been enjoying her books and her recommendations. She has a book club which I've just joined to, and for February we're going to be reading something, is it Isaac's Song? So it's by Daniel Black, and it's related to this book. So this is the first one in that kind of series, but it's not really a series. You can read them, they are standalones, but I think they do connect with each other. So I did want to pick up this one and read the second one for the book club. So yeah, so this is Don't Cry For Me, so by Daniel Black. So I believe, yeah, so I'll just read the top bit because the blurb's quite long. This is: a black father makes amends with his gay son through letters written on his deathbed in this wise and penetrating novel of empathy and forgiveness. So yeah, I'm really interested to read this. It might be quite a heavy book, but yeah, I'm interested and excited to read something a bit more like serious and hard-hitting and thought-provoking. I think it's supposed to be similar to On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, I think. Who's that by again? Oh yeah, I think it's supposed to be similar to that, or the book that I'll be reading for the book club. I think it's Isaac's Song, I think. But yeah, so pick that up. And then this is also book related, but this is for makeup, people who like makeup. I mean, I'm not massively into makeup anymore, but I had to pick this up because I just had to. Yes, I ordered some makeup from Colourpop, which I don't usually do at all, but I'm gonna have to get the Hoover up here now, but never mind. Oh my god, the fibres are everywhere. Oh, never mind. Yes, I ordered some makeup from Colourpop. So, and it's from the New Moon collection from Twilight. So yeah, from Colourpop. So I got the eyeshadow palette and I got the lipstick and lip pencil duo. So these are the colours. I'm not gonna lie, it was very much an impulse buy. It was like 4 in the morning. I remember I couldn't sleep. I was editing one of the videos. I think it was one of the ones where I was copyrighted by what they called O-Town. So the palette from the Twilight collection, I didn't really like it. They were quite cool toned colours, and I don't really like that. Ooh, but yeah, these warm colours are a bit of me. That adrenaline one is so pretty. That's like a duochrome one. I'm glad I got that. Hopefully I haven't got all those fibres on there. But yeah, I really don't buy eyeshadow palettes anymore, but I thought I don't really have many ones with tons of colour in, so. And then yeah, I've just got the lip kit, which again, I don't really buy new makeup. So it's got the lipstick and the lip liner. This one was a bit more like black girl friendly. I did want to buy the Jacob one, but I don't think it would have looked good on my lips. So yeah, this is just a nice red and a brown lip liner, I believe. Oh crap, I think I've got some. Don't really like the packaging on that. It looks a little cheap. But yeah, the lip liner looks like it's going to be a good colour. That's what I got. That took like ages to get here. Like it took ages. Probably took about 3 weeks. But yeah, anyways, that's it. That's the end of the video. I'm going to do my reading wrap up separately. I'll either do it as a shorts, just like a really concise short summary of all the books that I picked up, finished and DNF'd. or I'll do it in a long standard long form video. I'm not too sure. I might do the short one, to be honest, but we'll see how I feel. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks for coming along and following my kind of reading journal throughout January. And yeah, feel free to leave a comment, have a chat, let me know what you thought about any of these books which I've mentioned. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.